Hey kindergarten friends, welcome to art. For those of you guys that I have not met before or who have not met me, I am Mr. Siciliano. I'm your art teacher. Today we're going to start working on a new project. Today we're going to do something very wintry, something that I love to make in the winter. I like to make them for real when it snows, and maybe it'll snow soon and we'll get to actually make one. Today we're going to make one on paper. We're going to make a snowman, all right? The way we are going to make a snowman is we are going to make a mixed media snowman collage. So mixed media is like a really long art word. And basically what it means is when you make a work of art out of more than one kind of art. So some art is made out of crayons, some art is made out of paint, some is made out of clay. If you make a work of art out of more than one tool to make art, a media, it's called a mixed media work of art. So today we're going to make a mixed media snowman. The way we're going to do it is we're going to make it using crayons, paint if you have it. We're going to cut some stuff out and glue it down, making a collage. And So here are the supplies that we are going to need for today. Since we are working from home and I don't know exactly what you guys have and what you don't have, so we're going to have to be a little creative. If for one of these projects I say that you need something and you don't have it, there's always a way to come up with a new idea and use something different. So for example, if I say to use crayons, and let's say you don't have crayons, but you have oil pastels, guess what? Oil pastels will work great. If I say to use Elmer's glue and you only have a glue stick, that'll work great too. So we have to kind of be a little bit more creative when working from home. The great thing is that you guys are artists, so being creative is no problem for us. So here's what we're going to need today. We're going to need a pair of scissors. Obviously, when you're working with the scissors, make sure that you have a grown-up around you and they are watching what you're doing. You're going to need a pencil. If you have paint would work great. If you don't have paint, you could use crayons. I think most people have crayons at home. Hopefully, we have crayons. If you have paint, you're going to need a paintbrush. You're going to need a kind of glue. It could be Elmer's glue like this, or it could be a glue stick. Either one will work just fine. And the last thing that you're going to need is you're going to need some round circles. You're going to need 3 circles. So mine, I have a big circle. It's going to be the top of my glass. I have a medium circle, the bottom of my glass. And then my small circle is going to be a bottle cap. So that's the stuff you're going to need today. So take a second and go around and try to assemble some of the things that you might have around the house that we could use for today. All right, guys, so we're going to start with our first step now. Our first step is going to be to prepare our background for our snowman. For our snowman's background, we want to have a blue background, so it looks kind of like the sky on a snowy day. If you could believe it, the art teacher doesn't have any blue construction paper at his house. So I had to be creative, and instead of using a piece of blue construction paper, I created a piece of blue paper for my background. So what I did is I used my paint to paint a background. So I used my watercolor paint. If you look at my background, what I actually did is I used some crayons. I went in and I took out a white crayon. And what I did was with my white crayon, I went through and added a couple spots and some snowflakes to try to make it look like snow in the background first. So I used the white crayon first, and then I painted over it just with regular blue watercolor paint. And that's why if you look really closely at mine, you can kind of see some white spots to make it look like snow. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. You guys are the artists. You're going to make it look the way you want it to look. But that's what I did. So I started off with my blue background paper. So like I said, you could paint it. You could use blue construction paper. If you don't have paint or blue construction paper, guess what? You could use a blue crayon. Color your paper in blue. The next step is going to be we're going to start actually making our snowman. So in order to do that first, we're going to move our blue background paper out of the way. And we're going to start with just a white piece of paper. Right? This is just regular old white computer paper. What you're going to do on that white paper is on the bottom, using it this way, which we call an art portrait style, you're going to draw a line across the bottom. It could be a straight line. It could be a little curvy. This is going to be the snow kind of at the bottom of your picture. So I drew mine with a little bit of a curve in it, so it looks kind of like a snowy day where the snow has been blowing around all day. Then what you'll do is you'll cut out that white piece, that white part of the paper that's going to end up being the snow on the bottom of your paper. And you're just going to kind of set it off to the side. So we're just going to hold on to that for a second. You see, there's mine. I'm just going to put it off to the side. Now what you're going to do is you're going to actually start making your snowman. So the way to make your snowman is you are going to take those 3 circles that I said you needed in the beginning. Remember I said I had a big circle on the top of my glass, a medium circle on the bottom, and then a small circle on my bottle cap. What you're going to do is you're going to take those 3 circles, and on that piece of paper where you just cut out your snow, you're going to trace them using your pencil. Trace your big circle, trace your medium circle. It doesn't matter where you put these on your paper because we're going to end up cutting these out, so they don't have to look like a snowman yet. They're just going to kind of be wherever you could fit them on your paper. And then your small circle. All right? After that, take your scissors and you'll cut out your circles. I already cut mine out just to save a little bit of time so you don't have to watch me cutting out my circles. So I have my big circle, my small circle, and my medium circle. All right? What you're going to do now is you're going to take that blue piece of paper back. You're going to bring your background paper back. First, you are going to take your glue, and you're going to put some glue on the bottom of the white piece of paper you cut out for your snow. So put a couple dots on it. Remember, with glue, we need just a dot, not a lot. You don't want to use too much glue, especially with this Elmer's glue, because it can get all over the place. If you notice too, I didn't put my dots at the end of my paper. If you put it at the end of your paper, when you go to push it, a lot of times it'll smush out and spread out all over your picture. We don't want that to happen. If it does happen, it's not the end of the world because Elmer's glue dries clear, so you won't see it at the end. It'll just be, you'll know it's there, and it's not that big of a deal. So our first step is we added our snow at the bottom. All right? The next step is you're going to take your big circle that we cut out. Same thing, you're going to put a dot of glue on it, remember? Just a dot, not a lot. Sometimes you have to shake it, like a ketchup bottle, and let it come out all the way to the front. Then you're going to put your snowman wherever you want on your picture. You might put mine off to the side a little bit, maybe not right in the center. If you want to put yours in the center or wherever you want, put it there. You're the artist, you make it the way you want. Next step, you're going to take your middle circle. Put a dot in the middle. And put it on top of your big circle. It can overlap a little bit. Overlap just means go on top of or in front of. So we can overlap it a little bit. And then, you guessed it, small circle last. This is going to be the snowman's head. So we're going to put our head on top of our snowman. All right? So far, so good. It's starting to look like a snowman. Now that we've got our snowman all put together, we're going to start adding our details. This is what's going to make our snowman look really unique. You guys are all going to make your snowman look a little bit different. What you're going to do is you're going to take your crayons and you're going to think about whatever details that you want to add to your snowman now. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to add some eyes, maybe a mouth, using a black crayon. But like I said, everyone's is going to be different. This is where you're going to get to make yours creative and different. I'm going to add some buttons to mine. I'm going to use that same black crayon. I'm actually going to add a hat. Across his head. Make one of those old style hats. Color it all the way in. Now I'm going to switch up. I'm going to go to my orange. I'll add a carrot nose. If you guys watch Frozen, you know Olaf. There's a carrot nose. My son loves Frozen, so we're always watching it at home. Then you can keep adding other details. Anything else you want to add? Maybe add a scarf. Knot in it. Some frills at the edge. You can add some sticks for arms. Use a brown. The way I like to make sticks is I make Ys, and then sometimes I'll put little Ys on top of the big Ys, and it starts to really look like a stick. Do that when I make trees a lot too. But you can make your snowman look however you want. It does not have to look like this snowman. You can totally be creative. You can make it look totally different from this. All right? This is just an example, just an idea. But now you're going to go ahead and add your details with crayons. All right? I can't wait to see what they look like, guys.